Hi guys, it's Mrs. Ogle again. It's time for circle time, and we've got just a few new fun things we're going to check out and do together. So I hope you're ready. All right, now you know you've been with me long enough. We're going to start with our song. Here we go. It's time to start our day. It's time to start our day. It's time to give a great big cheer and then be on our way. Hooray! And today is not just any day, it's Friday. Now, if we were at school today, we would do Fun Friday. We wouldn't have any of our small groups. We'd make sure we had some popcorn for snack, and we would send a library book home with you today. So maybe you can ask your grown-up, do we have popcorn I could have for a snack? Are there any special books you guys can read together? I think you should still make it a fun Friday, okay? All right. Next, we need to say our Pledge of Allegiance. So stand up with me, hand on our heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good job. Thanks for standing up when we do that, guys. Let's go ahead and sit back down. We're going to check out our calendar again. I bet you know this month it's April. Look at those great letters. April. Do you have an A somewhere in your name? Some of you have names that start with the letter A. And some of you have the letter A somewhere else in your name, maybe not at the beginning, but somewhere else in there. If you don't have an A in your name, I bet you can tell me some of the other letters that are in your name. All right, we're going to count to our day today. Today is right here. Each time we count to our day, we have to count a little bit bigger because the number gets bigger. Yesterday, I asked you what number it was going to be because yesterday was number 9. So what number do you think today is? Well, the month of April started here. So let's get counting and see if we can figure it out. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That number 10. The number 10 comes after 9. You guys are doing a great job counting. As we get more and more days in our month, we're going to have to keep counting even higher. It's a good thing you've got a smart brain. Okay. We've been talking about bugs this week. I like bugs. Bugs are a sign of spring. And you know my favorite bug is butterfly. But what are the things that we remember about bugs? We've talked about 3 really important things about bugs. They have 6 legs. Let's count this ant's legs. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bugs wear their bones on the outside of their bodies. People wear their bones on the inside, right? But bugs actually wear their bones on the outside, on their exoskeleton. And bugs have 3 main body parts: a head, a thorax, and an abdomen. Some bugs have other things like wings and antenna, but they all have 3 main body parts. So I'm going to try and trick you. Haven't gotten to trick you in a while. Today I'm going to do it. I'm going to try really hard. My question for the day, is it a bug? I'm going to show you a picture of an animal. And if you think it's a bug, we're going to put it on this side where it says, yes, it's a bug. If you think, nope, not a bug, it'll go on this side. Are you ready? My first animal, what is that? That's a dog. Oh, that's a cute doggy. Is a dog a bug? Well, do dogs have 6 legs? No, they don't have 6 legs. Do dogs wear their bones on the outside of their bodies? No, they don't do that either. And do dogs have 3 main body parts? No, dogs' bodies are built differently than that. So is a dog a bug? Nope, it's not. We're going to put it on the no side. What about a bee? Is a bee a bug? Well, bees have 6 legs. Bees wear their bones on the outside. They have an exoskeleton. And bees have 3 main body parts. Here is a great picture of a bee that you can see all of those. This right here is a bee's head, the thorax, and the abdomen. So is a bee a bug? Yep, it is. We're going to put it on the yes side. Okay, what about a horse? Is a horse a bug? Well, another clue that you can know is that most bugs are pretty little. Horses are pretty big. This horse doesn't have 6 legs, he has 4. His bones aren't on the outside of his body, they're on the inside of his body. And a horse's body is built differently than a bug's. It doesn't have 3 main parts, it's got lots of different parts. So I'm going to put that on the no side. Horses aren't bugs. Oh, this is a fun bug. This is called a praying mantis. You can sometimes see those in our area. We don't see just a lot of them, but they are around. Let's look at this bug. Let's look at this and see if it's a bug. Does he have 6 legs? Well, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, and these are legs too. 5, 6. So, yep, he's got 6 legs. I bet if we touched this, he would have a hard outside. He would have an exoskeleton. So, yeah, his bones are on the outside, and he's got 3 main body parts on this. It's right up here is his head. Here is his thorax, and down at the bottom, that's his abdomen. So sure enough, that praying mantis, it's a bug. What about a dragonfly? Well, dragonflies have 6 legs, and they do have a hard outside where their bones are on the outside of their body, and they've got 3 body parts. So are they a bug? Yep, they're a bug. Ooh, this is something a little different. This is an earthworm. We're going to have to think this one through. I want you to look really carefully at my picture of an earthworm. Does he have 6 legs? No, earthworms don't have any legs at all. Has he got a hard protective outside where you think his bones might be on the outside? If you touch that worm, what do you think it would feel like? It would be squishy and soft, wouldn't it? Yep. So he doesn't have an exoskeleton. And does he have 3 main body parts? Not quite like a bug would. So I'm going to put an earthworm in the nope side. It is not a bug. Now, if you guys get outside today, I want you looking around at the different animals you see. You might see flies buzzing by. You might see a cat walking around in your neighborhood. You might see a bird or a butterfly or a ladybug. I want you to ask, does it have 6 legs? Does it wear its bones on the outside? Does it have 3 main body parts? And if it does, you can say yes to all of those things, you might just have found a bug. So ask your grown-up to help you figure it out. That would be a fun thing to do. All right, I've got a new story for us today. It's not about bugs. This is a Piggy and Elephant book. Oh, I love Piggy and Elephant. They're some of my favorite books. This book is called There is a Bird on Your Head. Do you think Piggy has a bird on his head, or does Elephant? It looks to me like maybe Elephant is the one with the piggy on his head. Elephant's a boy. All right, let's read our story. Are you ready? Yes. There are no words on this page, but something is still happening. I can still tell. Oh, Piggy and Elephant are sitting so nicely. They look so happy. Here comes a bird. Where do you think that bird is going to land? On Elephant's head. Elephant opens his eyes and he says, Piggy! Is something on my head? Says Elephant. And Piggy says, yes. There is a bird on your head. There is a bird on my head, said Elephant. Ah! Is there a bird on my head now? Says Elephant. And Piggy says, no. Now there are 2 birds on your head. Look right here. Does Elephant look like he's very happy about having 2 birds on his head? Not so sure he feels very happy about it. What are 2 birds doing on my head? Oh, they are in love, says Piggy. The birds on my head are in love? They are lovebirds, says Piggy. And Elephant says, lovebirds. How do you know they are lovebirds? Looks like those birds are doing something. Wonder what they're doing. Piggy tells Elephant they are making a nest. 2 birds are making a nest on my head, says Elephant. Why would two birds make a nest on my head? Uh-oh, I think Elephant just got an idea. He says, I am afraid to ask. Do I have an egg on my head? And look at this. He's using his trunk to lift up Piggy, and Piggy is looking in the nest. Piggy says, 1, 2, 3. You have 3 eggs on your head. I do not want 3 eggs on my head, said Elephant. Then I have good news. The eggs are gone, said Elephant. The eggs are hatching, says Piggy. Hatching? The eggs on my head are hatching? Those little bitty baby birds, they're saying cheep, cheep, cheep. And Piggy says, they have hatched. Now I have 3 baby chicks on my head. And 2 birds and a nest, reminds Piggy. I do not want 3 baby chicks, 2 birds, and a nest on my head. Where do you want them? She asks. Somewhere else, says Elephant. Why not ask them to go somewhere else? Ask them, said Elephant. Ask them, says Piggy. Okay, I will try asking. Excuse me, birds. Will you please go somewhere else? No problem, says the bird. It worked, said Elephant, and the birds are saying, bye. Now there are no birds on my head. Thank you, Piggy. Thank you very much. And Piggy says, you are welcome. They moved, didn't they? The birds moved it off of Elephant's head and moved to Piggy's head instead. Oh my goodness. I want to think for a second, what would you do if a bird put a nest on your head? Do you think you could walk around really carefully and help keep that nest safe? Do you think you might feel nervous or excited? What would you do to solve the problem? Talk to your grown-up. It might be fun to pretend. What if I did have a bird nest on my head? What would I do? But you and your grown-ups can talk about it. All right, we're getting ready to check on our caterpillars. But first, I've been talking about the life cycle of a caterpillar. Life cycle is a very important thing we talk about when we learn about caterpillars because a caterpillar is a part of the life cycle of a butterfly. Some of you knew that when I asked that question the other day. I had a couple of you that answered, and you knew my caterpillars were going to become a butterfly. But here's what happens. First, we have this egg right here. And when it's time, the egg hatches and out comes a caterpillar. And those caterpillars, what do they like to do? They eat. They eat a lot. They eat and they eat and they eat and then they eat some more. And usually caterpillars eat like that for about 12 or 13 days. Sometimes they even go up to 14 or 15 days. And then they build a chrysalis. A chrysalis is what happens when a caterpillar sheds its skin for the very last time. And it usually starts a little bit soft and a little bit kind of a light tan color. And then it gets darker and darker. And then when the butterfly is ready to come out, if you look really closely, you can sometimes even see the spots and the patterns on the butterfly. So it will stay in there. Our caterpillars will stay in there for about 10 days when they're ready. And then they'll come out as beautiful butterflies. And then when it's time, those butterflies can lay eggs and it starts all over again. We call that a life cycle. That's the process that it changes over and over and over again. So are you ready? I'm not going to do my live stream today because that hasn't been working very well for me, but look at my caterpillars. Do you see how big they are? Got 1 right here, 2, 3, 4, and up here, number 5. And I was watching them right before I started chatting with you, and they were moving all over the place. They are fighting and hungry, and so they're all trying to get to the food and get as much of it as they can. Those caterpillars are pretty awesome. I have one thing I wondered if you would want to try at home. We left goodie bags at your door. You've all been using the stuff in there. I know you've been checking it out. Some of the things we left for you were a popsicle stick and a pipe cleaner. We also left a glue stick and some tissue paper and some other things in there too. But I asked my daughter if she would help me make some butterfly art. And those are the things she used. And look what she made. She made a butterfly for me. She used a popsicle stick, if you can see it right here, and she glued the pipe cleaner on. And then she took some of those pieces of tissue paper for the wings. She even remembered the butterfly's antenna. So if you wanted to, I would love to see if you can make a butterfly too. Now yours might have different colored wings. You might do something different with the antenna. You could do it a lot of different ways, but there are some really cool things you could do with some of those craft supplies. Next week, I'm going to show you how, if you wanted to, you could make the whole life cycle of the caterpillar, okay? So we'll talk about that again next time. Today's Friday, so I won't see you for 2 more days. And I will be very excited because I really think something cool might happen with our caterpillars over the weekend. They might just turn into their chrysalids. And if they do, I'll make sure to post pictures for you, okay? Thanks for coming back and visiting with me, guys. I would love to see your butterflies if you make them. Bye for now.